Okay, so let's get right into it. You've probably heard that old saying, money goes to money, right? But it's not just some cliche people throw around. There's a very real, almost physical reason why hitting that first $20,000 in savings is the moment that completely changes the entire game for you. So today, we're going to break down exactly why that is. You know, investing legends like Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, they don't fixate on the first million. Nope. They talk about a much, much smaller number. They call that first $20,000 the most decisive sum of money you will ever accumulate. So why? What is it about this specific amount that makes it so incredibly powerful? Well, it all starts with what you could call the physics of finance.
You see, before you manage to hit that $20,000 mark, you're not just saving. You are actively fighting against this powerful, invisible force that's always trying to pull you back down. Let's call it the gravity of poverty.
Think about it like a rocket trying to escape Earth's atmosphere. It burns the most fuel in those first few minutes, right? Just to break free from that insane gravitational pull. Financially, that whole zone below 20 grand, that is your gravity well. Life is just in this constant state of fragility. A $500 car repair isn't some annoying inconvenience. It's an absolute catastrophe that could mean you don't make rent this month. And this really shows how that gravity works in the real world. It is a brutal, vicious cycle. You get hit with bank fees because your balance is too low. You're forced into taking out payday loans with just soul-crushing interest rates. You're paying late fees. You buy the cheap pair of shoes that falls apart in 3 months, so you have to buy them over and over again. It's like trying to walk through quicksand. Every single step forward feels like you're just sinking deeper. That's the reality inside the gravity well.
But once you break free, once you finally cross that $20,000 threshold, the physics change. And, maybe even more importantly, the psychology changes. You gain a superpower.
And hey, this isn't just some vague feeling. It's actually backed by data. Research from Vanguard shows that having just $2,000 in savings boosts your sense of financial well-being by a massive 21%. Push that up to a few months of expenses, and it jumps again. You finally stop living in survival mode, and your brain is freed up to think about growth instead of just getting by. So the crucial point is this, that $20,000 isn't just money. It's like body armor for your personality. It gives you something we'll call refusal power. It's the ability to negotiate not from a place of fear and desperation, but from a position of real strength. Because think about it, if you can't walk away from the table, you can't truly negotiate. Let's just look at this scenario. So you've got Jack. He has zero savings. When his boss makes some unreasonable demand, his brain just flips into survival mode. Fear completely takes over. He has to say yes. But now look at Mike. With his $20,000 safety net, he can calmly take a step back and evaluate the situation. He has the power to say no or to suggest a better way of doing things. Mike hasn't quit his job, but because he can, he holds all the power. Okay, so beyond the psychological freedom, which is huge, a really powerful mathematical shift also happens. Your money stops being just a pile of cash and starts becoming an actual employee that works for you. You know, Einstein supposedly called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world, but it has one big prerequisite. You need critical mass. Before you have $20,000, a 10% return is, $100? It's just noise. It gets swallowed up by life. But after you hit that critical mass, the machine officially starts humming. Your returns start generating their own returns. And just look at how this thing accelerates. If you're saving $1,000 a month, that first $20,000 is a 19-month grind. But the next $20,000, that only takes 17 months because your original money is now helping you. Now fast forward to when you have $400,000, that same $20,000 gain can happen in just 5 months, and most of it is coming from your investments. The snowball just gets bigger and rolls faster and faster. Let's make it super concrete. An 8% return on $20,000 is $1,600 a year. For a lot of people, that's an entire month's rent. That's an invisible partner working for you 24/7 that just earned you a month of freedom. This is the moment you stop fighting alone and you start having your capital fight right alongside you. Okay, so you've escaped the gravity well. You've got your compound interest machine humming along. But this next part, this is perhaps the most dangerous chapter in the entire story. You've reached what's called the Great Filter. It's a brutal psychological trap that decides if you move on to the next level or fall right back to where you started. Here's exactly how it works. You sacrifice for years to save up that money. Your brain is just screaming at you that you deserve a reward. You see that shiny new SUV, and when you know it, the down payment is exactly what you have saved up. The moment you sign that check, you've killed the golden goose. You haven't just gone back to zero, you've taken on new debt and been sucked right back into the gravity well. And the pressure isn't just coming from inside you. Sociologists have a name for this: the crab bucket effect. When one crab tries to crawl out, the other crabs pull it back down. When you start saving and turning down expensive nights out, your discipline can make your friends and family uncomfortable. They might not even mean to, but they will try to pull you back to their level. You're fighting not just your own instincts, but the social gravity of everyone around you. Surviving this is the final test. So, if you can resist that reward trap and survive the social pressure, what's next? Well, you need a blueprint. Here's the tactical game plan for turning that first $20,000 into the much, much more powerful $100,000. First things first, you carve up your precious seed capital. About 40%, so $8,000, becomes your bulletproof vest. It goes into a high-yield savings account, and it is absolutely untouchable. This isn't for investing. This is for buying you a good night's sleep. The other 60%, your soldiers, they go to work in low-cost index funds that just track the whole market. You don't try to pick stocks, you just buy the whole haystack. And on your path to 100K, there are 3 pits you need to avoid at all costs. 1, never ever borrow money to invest. 2, don't touch complex products you don't understand. And 3, and this one might be controversial, don't buy a house yet. It will lock up all of your cash and instantly destroy that refusal power you worked so incredibly hard to gain. Ultimately, surviving the Great Filter and building on that first $20,000 all comes down to this one single question. It's a test of whether you believe you are worthy of long-term freedom or only of short-term pleasure. That first $20,000, it's the seed. If you eat it, you'll be hungry again tomorrow. But if you plant it, it could feed you for a lifetime.